Oh, the big guns are about to come out, Johnson. This is where the rubber meets the road, okay?
The steel of her spine, the steadiness of her upbringing, the honesty of her example, and yes, the joy of her laughter and her light. It couldn't be more obvious. Of the two major candidates in this race, only Kamala Harris truly understands the unseen labor and unwavering commitment that has always made America great.
Yeah, one of the major disappointments in her speech was the focus on Kamala is an amazing person. This ain't about is she an amazing person to you. This ain't what this is about. Everything Michelle said was about personality. It was about personality, who you should like, who's nice, who's happy. It was a whole bunch of flowery, fluffy nonsense. Michelle Obama did not have a single sentence about bettering the lives of the people voting. It was all rhetorical nonsense, clouds floating, nothing about my block. Nothing about being on my block. Nothing about being on your block. Nothing about living on the block. You understand what I'm saying? Everything about, Kamala's this, and these ideals, idealism, and how money doesn't matter, and we can't be focused on money, and all this other shit. You know, it's really nice when you go into the White House, net worth $1 million, and leave with net worth $70 million. And then come out and tell people it ain't about money. Money ain't important. It's about love. It's about feeling good. It's about knowing your worth. It's about shining your light. It's about being the embodiment of some other stuff. Then we throw something against the wall that makes people want to smile and take their mind off that their stomachs are grumbling and they're going to die with nothing and have nothing to pass on to their kids. That they keep starting with nothing and ending with nothing and starting with nothing and ending with nothing. And her speech had nothing to do with reality for working class people, except feeling better about being working class people. And how the world is so divided, and Trump is so mean, and he questioned their citizenship of Barack. Why would he question Barack Hussein Obama? Why would anybody question a Barack Hussein Obama? Why would they do that? Just everybody, including black people, when he started running, I'm not defending Trump. I'm saying, you gotta admit, like Barack Hussein Obama, does that sound like Jimmy Walker? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like Tim Black, DeAndre Carter, Brian Smith. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that was, of course, that was low-hanging fruit, and Trump took advantage of it. But once again, it has nothing to do with us. Barack Obama served 2 terms. What did he do for black people? Oh, I know, we can't ask that question. Let's see where we are here. Where are we here? Let's go.
Now, unfortunately, we know what comes next. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth.
Distort her truth? Hold on, guys. Hold on.
America, hope is making a comeback. To be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope. And maybe you've experienced the same feelings, is that deep pit in my stomach, a palpable sense of dread about the future. And for me, that mourning has also been mixed with my own personal grief. The last time I was here in my hometown was to memorialize my mother.
Yeah, you know what? She spent some time talking about this, and though I feel your pain, sister, because I lost my dad and I lost other loved ones, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't got no reason. That's no reason at all to elect Kamala to be president. That's no reason at all. That's not a reason. Michelle, Miss Michelle, Mrs. Michelle, former First Lady Michelle Obama, that has nothing to do with anything. That's about you. That is about you, rich lady, who never will have to worry about anything. In fact, nobody in your family will ever have to worry about anything as long as they are alive, okay? There are people losing people every day. And they are not Obamas, okay? And they don't have the stability. They don't have the finances to even bury their loved one. And you're not even discussing any of that shit. You're talking, you know what? And as I listen to her talk more, guys, I got to tell you, I'm damn glad she didn't run. Yeah, because when I looked at the crowd of morons, and I'm sorry, man, when I saw the crowd of morons looking so moved and touched, so joyous about absolutely nothing. I felt the opposite of hope. I felt the opposite of hope listening, watching them lose their minds with someone just talking about how we have hope and it's inspiration and motivation. Guys, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be a hopeful person. Being a hopeful person is fine. You know what else is helpful? It's helpful. It's more fundamental than having good feelings and being inspired by things unseen. Actually looking down at your damn paycheck and seeing more numbers on that mofo. That's what happens. That's what matters. And I'm tired of the Obamas using blackness as a placeholder for policy. They use our currency of our oppression to propel themselves to do well for themselves with no mention of applying that to us. Understand what I'm saying? Here goes more Flower We Talk. But I'm going to try to get past to talk about her mom because...
But my heart compelled me to be here because of the sense of duty that I feel to honor her memory and to remind that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity. She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed. They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning.
So that's an indictment of you and your husband, isn't it? For $1 million to $70 million over the course of 8 years while you were a public servant. You don't think that's not an indictment of you? So you mean to tell me that you did not meet your own mother's criteria? You didn't live up to her example. Because I see no way, shape, or form how you could justify taking more than you gave. What you mean, really telling fat kids to run in place and to eat more leafy vegetables? 20 mil, for real? I mean, shit, man. Let me edit. What I need to do, what kind of ebook I need to put out? What kind of ebook I need to put out where I can get those types of dollars for telling people common sense shit like eat a vegetable instead of a French fry? I mean, come on, Michelle. Are you really suggesting that what you did is that much different than what Trump did? You were just less creative with your side hustles. Yeah, the actual business is built up. You guys just took the money. Y'all just took the money, Johnson. That Netflix deal? Really? Those podcasts you guys were launching? Really? All right. Let's keep going,
So
man.
my mother volunteered at the local school. She always looked out for the other kids on the block. She was glad to do the thankless, unglamorous.
What does that have to do with Kamala? It's like word salad to run out the clock, to say a bunch of stuff, to put you in a certain mood for no reason at all other than to disguise what she's asking you to do and then build up to this nothingness. It's zero. And that's why I say, man, I'm glad you didn't run, man, because I know there are people that can't even think through this tangled web of platitude sandwiches. It's the platitude buffet. Little bit of aspiration and inspiration, little bit of motivation, little bit of circulation, little bit of meditation, little bit of enlightenment, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of razzle dazzle. Put it all on your plate, and you get back to sit down at it, and there is an empty fucking plate. Nothing. You got nothing on the plate. You don't even have a spoon. You sitting there looking at an empty plate. That was Michelle Obama's speech. And not a single person in corporate media will say it. Hell, I bet 90% of non-Trump supporting independent media will say it because they're cowards. They are cowardly. And there are some in the independent media who are not Trump supporters, who are not Kamala supporters. They're going to watch me and then say it. Because I'm like the crash test dummy for what can be said. But that's okay. Get out of the wing. Grasshopper. Let's jump forward to her talking over here, though.
Work will pay off. If not for you, then
Listen here.
you do unto others. If you love thy neighbor, if you work and scrape and sacrifice, it will pay off. If not for you, then maybe for your children or your grandchildren.
Is this Sunday school or is this a political rally? Is this nursery school? If you're nice to other people will be nice to you. And if you pinch you on the cheek, I don't need you to pinch me on the cheek. I'm a grown-ass man, Michelle. I got grown-ass kids. I got grandbabies now. I don't need you to tell me how to be in the world, how to be a nice person. I need you to talk to me about a Black agenda and a working class agenda. How about those two things? How about that? Because I got some working class friends. That's what we are. We know how to be nice to each other. We know what to do when someone's house burned down, when someone's car break down. We don't got a problem being good people, Michelle. We got a problem doing well, Michelle. That's not the problem. The problem is not that we don't keep our eyes on the prize. We just don't have the togetherness and the feeling of love. That's not our problem.
We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be Black.
Hey, I wanna go on the record here, and I just wanna let everybody know something. I didn't happen to be Black. Didn't happen to be Black. I was intentionally Black by two Black parents. So I didn't happen to be Black. This is how it happened. Now, what happened was somebody did, some things in the bedroom, and that's how that happened. We don't feel sorry for you having to go through a primary. You went through a primary, Michelle, not Fallujah. It wasn't Vietnam. I know you want to pretend like it was. It wasn't. People said mean things. People say mean things to me. People say worse things to me. And I didn't make $70 million over the course of 8 years. Okay? People say much harsher things. So I really want to feel bad for you. You with Secret Service and money and never have to pay another. No. You need to go through the primary season. Ooh, no. Trump saying stuff. Oh. Look at him.
Wait. I want to know. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
This to me is one of the most embarrassing moments for black people that I've had in a long time, man. And I say a long time, I mean like last 30 minutes. There has been one half black president. One half black president. I know she's got a bunch of white guys writing their damn speeches. They still got the writing team they had, some of the pot save guys, the Obama bros and shit. I know they still got a crew of those people doing stuff for them. And I get it, man. It's a callback to something that was in the news that you could capitalize off of and get a standing ovation for morons who you could just put the mic beside your ass and fart and they would clap. You could just burp and they would just eat it up because you can say anything and they're going to be excited. They don't just drink the Kool-Aid, they bathe in it. Okay? But here's the thing though, Johnson. We need to be talking about actual black jobs. Y'all just mad that Trump is willing to say black when you won't. I mean, because you happen to be black. I watched Kamala's speech. I watched Trump's speech. We watched it together, folks. Trump said black about 6 times. Kamala didn't say it any times at all. And the only response to the Democrats was he was pandering. Kamala cares so little about black people, what we think about or what we feel about her, that she don't even have to pander. Her existence is pandering. Get it? Who you think is more likely to put together policies that benefit us? Somebody who feels like, I'm the prize. Just me being here is enough for you. That's Obama-esque. Black people should know that we get nothing out of that. Or somebody who would take the time, who's strategic and say, I need to win these black people over. Let me focus on this black shit. See, to me, that's better. That's a better, I know there's no safe bet. But I feel like at least there's an incentive that way. There's no incentive with people that feel like, you better be happy to have me. I'm the queen, bow down. This whole framing of, they're going to be picking on her. They're going to be picking on her. If Kamala can't be picked on and she can't survive a primary, how's she going to be leader of the free world? If she need me, if Kamala Harris needs me, little old Tim Black with a little YouTube channel to go to war for her online, why should she be president? We almost done with her.
Look, it's his same old con. His same domestic racist lies as a substitute for real ideas and solutions that will actually make people's lives better.
Hold up. What's the lie, yo? Hold on a second. What's the lie? The lie, it's a lie that we losing jobs to migrants. It's a lie that migrants are getting resources allocated to them, not because of them. It's not their fault. It's never, listen, it is not a undocumented migrant or a documented migrant's fault that the cities refuse to take care of citizens who have been waiting for resources, okay, that they are leapfrogging other people in front of those citizens. That is not their fault at all. Understand that, guys. I never say it's the undocumented immigrant or the immigrant who came through the proper way, whatever. It's not their fault. Our system doesn't value Americans, particularly Black Americans. It's not their fault. They don't run the government. I'm not on that shit. You just hear it that way. Because you think I'm like somebody, like I'm someone else. You think I'm like someone else. I don't fault. Why the hell would I fault an undocumented person for what the hell they choose to do with Brian Jacobs, whatever his name is, the governor, the mayor of Chicago? They don't write policy. It's not their fault. The governor of New York, if they want to put money out for migrants or for over homeless New Yorkers, that is not the undocumented or the migrants' fault. That's the governor's fault for not handling their business. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying, Johnson. And besides, she a Democrat. What's some of those Democrats doing that shit? That's my question. That's my beef. But Michelle Obama get up here talking like this is a lie. No, dog, it's only a certain amount of reason. There are people waiting years. There are waiting lists years long for Black Americans. I know for a fact here in D.C., you could be on a waiting list for 18 months, 2 years to get housing. 2 years. And if you're a migrant, you can get housing within a couple months. I don't know how it is all over the globe, all over the country, like from firsthand knowledge, but I know that shit for a fact. I can say that unequivocally. So you can't sit up here and say it's a lie. That's not being racist. It's the truth. You just don't give a shit. And you don't have to because you Black. So a bunch of scared-ass white people are going to be afraid to say something, and a bunch of punk-ass Black people who are getting nothing for it are going to listen to Black people who are getting something for it, are going to defend you. Instead of worrying about their damn selves and worrying about their damn communities. They're going to sell out. All right, let's get off her, man, because I don't want to. Let's go to Obama because he's worse. Somehow he's going to be worse.